This is the world of company secretaries. On this channel, you can watch interviews with company secretaries across the world. Make sure you subscribe and hit that bell icon. But this is one question we ask all our guests. Despite being the company secretary of a top bank like Karnataka Bank, there should have been a day where you did not know about the word company secretary. So, how did you take this course and how did you get to know?
I started my journey when I did my degree, and I was very much aiming to join IIM. So that was my dream. And the third year of my degree, I started joining the academic examination courses, rapid test courses, and all this, only to see that I somehow wanted to get into one of the top universities for master's degree. And that was my dad dreams as well. So that's one reason where I actually wanted to pursue my career of being MBA or sort of masters in finance itself. But before I begin, I just wanted to make a statement is that since my 12th standard, I have been doing only commerce. So it's not that I have taken initially science and then I moved to the commerce background. So no, but after 10th, I've been short about what I wanted to do in my life. And therefore, it was very clear for me. Nobody pressurized me that what I should take or should not take. So that kind of environment was available. So from 10th, after 10th, 12th degree, master's degree, everything is finance and commerce. So that's one good stream I had. But at the end of third year degree, I was going through this written test examinations of a couple of banks just to become, join as a scale 1 officer and just become one of the banker. Then try this IIM examinations. I tried, of course, I could not succeed. I tried twice. The score was improving, but I had no time gap available for me to do experiment anymore. And at the same time, I had to join master's degree. So I joined master's degree. During master's degree, there was the course itself is Masters in Finance and Accounting. It was a blend of courses uniquely done by the Bangalore University earlier. It was actually a mix of CA, CS, and CWA. So all the crucial elements of these three courses were mixed up and they made it as a master's degree. So it was not a PG degree, but it's a master's certificate. So that led me to take up the next step was company secretary. So it was 2 year full time. The second year, when I touched my master's degree, I enrolled myself to CS. But after finishing my master's, suddenly I got a job in call center. Back then, when you are a youngster and if somebody gives you a huge amount of salary, you would immediately jump to it. You don't want to look at, be a, asking a bargaining chip with your dad to ask for a pocket money. So if somebody is going to give you more than that, then probably you would like to take that chip. So I took that decision and then it didn't run for long. Contact centers and all, of course, they're all process oriented ones. I'm fortunate to learn a lot of processes there, but it was you can't grow beyond a limit. So that was the end point I actually got, because the master's degree taught me so many things. It was very good course, so I could get a little bit of understanding of where should I become. So I said, this is not done. I should not be like this. I can't do this anymore. You can't keep on working like a process executive at the lower end. And after 3 years, you will get promoted as a team lead. And then after 3 years, there was no sort of, so you learned a lot of things in master's degree, but you cannot apply. You can't get a headroom to apply. I'm not saying that we should get a vice president job, but at least you should be an assistant to vice president to see what you learn is more mature. So that was I was anticipating. So this pocket money was ended up in some time, and then I quit from that. And then I told my dad saying, Dad, I will finish my CS and then I will start working. Then he asked me one question: are you serious about it? Because your time is running. You need to be employed. You need to be think from the family's perspective. I know that there will be a lot of pressure for guys. Is that you should, after finishing your degree or master's degree, you should immediately get a job. Only if you get a job, then you will get a girl, or you will be able to get an alliance, so that you will get married, you will raise children. So it is quite natural that the parents they would expect this kind of, no matter what a scale of income it is, even whether they are rich or medium class or poor class, it doesn't matter. But they, most of the time, 99% of the age group, even if there are businessmen, I'm sure they would have seen their children, they wanted it to get some job so that they will get some girl. So these are the anticipations which we need to keep it in mind and respect our parents. So I had no choice but to give them a timeline and saying, give me 3 years time or 4 years time. If I don't do anything, I will join some company so that I will not trouble you. So my parents were comfortable enough to say that, okay, this guy is determined to do something, so we'll relieve him. So I joined the course, and then I joined the intermediate classes in Bangalore. The IC chapter, Institute Bangalore chapter, used to conduct classes. So I made a couple of friends there, and then we started writing intermediate examination. Back then it was called as intermediate and final.
Correct.
Yeah. So there were 8 papers in the intermediate group, 2 groups of 4 papers each, and 9 papers in final. 3 papers each in one module, three modules. So I had 17 papers to write. Because of master's degree, I had some kind of an experience of what the papers would look like. So I'm very fortunate to say so, because the meaning of accounting standards back then, there were only AS, they were called as AS Accounting Standards 28 or 29 back then. So I vividly remember that when I learned about it in master's degree, but when I immediately started learning them in the company secretaryship course, it was not so difficult for me to digest and go forward. So that is one fortunate thing. So all the subjects were not so difficult because of 2 reasons. One is the analytical skills required to grasp things in the paragraph or in the subject. You will be taught in the IIM written examinations. So you will have 2-3 pages of comprehensive reading, and then you need to answer it within 2 hours time. Out of that comprehensive will give you only 15 minutes. So you got to do speed reading. All these things I had learned earlier. So this was not useful for me in joining any reputed college, but they were useful in applying them in a different scenario, and I could succeed with this background and knowledge that I had from master's degree in finance. So of course, there was a little bit of overconfidence, which usually comes up when you are in, when you don't know what is the meaning of failure. Because one thing in India we can say is until degree or master's degree or even higher up, we would have never seen a fail, the word called fail, in our certificates, or 1 or 2 paper subject fail and all that. We would have never seen, especially in commerce graduates, or even up to 10th standard, probably nobody would like to see that they were fail. So one, probably I would say it's a back-end process which is already there in our mind, comfort zone, I would say, or a subconscious mind, is that we will not fail. So so when we say this, that we will not fail, that's the confidence initially the students move towards. Okay, see us, no, okay, let's find and let's do it. So when they start doing it, similar way I did it. And when I wrote, there were 2 groups, both the groups I wrote, and one group I cleared because it was comfortable for me. The second group had tax laws, and the tax laws and financial management were clubbed to, in the sense, tax laws is 100, financial management is 100. These 2 were clubbed up in the same group, and it was very tough group to clear to go to finance. So I was very confident. I still remember a guru who's a company secretary in Bangalore, and he's a practicing company secretary today. After writing these 2 modules, he asked all the students at that point of time. He said, Prasanna, what's your confidence level? I was in my playful mood to say, yeah, I'm pretty confident that I will clear both the groups. I'm okay with it. He asked me one question which I could not digest back then, was that, what if you don't clear? And I was, the blunt answer from me is, there is no chance of that. I've not thought about it, and I don't even think about it. And you will not believe, that was my first such failure. As I saw the results, only one group was cleared and another one was failed. In tax law, I got a very horribly low, which I would have never dreamt in my life. Back then, again, the same group called me. I call him group because he was the one who led me how to work towards it. And he called me, he said, personally, he called me, he said, Prasanna, I believe you failed in the second module. What's the reason? So I told him, sir, this is the score I got in each of every subject. Then he said, that means you are good in FM, financial management, but looks like you are not so comfortable with income tax. I said, no, sir, in degree I've learned tax. I've learned it in master's degree. I am not bound to fail in this. This was my attitude that you will usually get.
Okay.
And but with that, he said, no, company secretary course is not like your degree course or master's degree. So that one lesson that day I learned is that we can't take things for granted, and we need to be a little bit more serious about it.
Yeah.
And when we say serious, it's not a question of keep on ratifying things. It's more of common sense, analytical skills, application of knowledge that you've learned, gather information and experience from the seniors. All these things counts. So it's not about one aspect of, okay, one person may be having a very good photogenic memory, but I think he should also know how to apply it at the right time. So what is the right time is your examination. So that's more important.
As you were speaking, actually, there are two things which I think all our viewers should really take note of. One is you're telling, yes, it was quite attractive to go to a BPO, but you also mentioned that there's really no growth over there in the long term. And that is one thing which we need to take note of. And the second thing is, you were very frank in saying that, yes, you did have a tough time with one of the groups and that overconfidence which you had, and later you were able to clear it. So everybody goes through this, even somebody who's been in a very top position now, everybody would have gone through that.